Vamos falar de blues.
Olá, eu sou o Buda e vamos falar de blues com o meu amigo Dani. O Dani é do Luxemburgo, vamos fazer a entrevista em inglês para que mais gente da sua terra possa entender, porque eu não falo luxemburguês nem francês. Hello, Dani.
Hello, Buddha. It's quite odd to speak to you in English, but well.
Yeah, it's the same. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, sure.
So, who is Dani da Cunha?
Dani da Cunha is, I'm here on invitation by you and the wonderful people who are surrounding you, and I'm representing the city of Differdange and the Blues Express Festival, which is every year on the second weekend of July, and also the venue we have in the city of Differdange called Stadthaus. And for the people who don't know Differdange is a small town in the south of Luxembourg, and it's kind of the capital of the blues back there in Luxembourg.
I know because I've been playing that festival for a long time, and it's one of the best festivals in the world.
Thank you very much.
It's very great. We are very welcome over there, so it's a great pleasure to have you here.
The pleasure is also mine. Thank you very much.
What's your blues top 5?
My blues
Song-wise.
Song-wise, I'm sorry. Like you may notice by my looks, I'm not the typical kind of guy who listened to blues and growing up with that kind of music. And I mean, I listened to blues, but I wasn't very into blues. So, if you don't mind, I won't give you 5 songs, but I will give you 5 bands that I like very much lately, or I've been listening lately. But, well, first of all, I like the stuff you do, the stuff which Vitor Bacalhau also does. We have an artist which I like very much also from Portugal, is Frankie Chavez. But there are also other bands around the world, like local bands in Luxembourg, like Remo Cavallini is a very talented guy. We have also Heavy Patrol, who won the European Blues Challenge in Luxembourg this year. So they're going to be in Açores.
Okay.
Yes.
So they are going to the next European Blues Challenge.
Yes, here in Portugal. And I also listen to bands like a band which I've been listening lately very much is no, I forgot the name. Marcus King Band.
Okay.
Amazing artist. Eric Gills is also great. Also like Robin Trower, who also played our venue. And there's so much nice music coming out of the blues lately. It's very difficult to.
For those who don't know, you are the artistic director for the Blues Express.
Yeah, I
Luxembourg.
do.
You are the one that chooses the bands.
Yeah, I get the difficult task to pick up the bands to play our festival, and I'm very grateful that to have the team around me at the cultural center in Differdange who organizes this festival, and yes, I'm the booker of the festival.
So that's this interview is always going to people that like to hear the blues, but also to people that like to play the blues and would like to play the blues, or the ones that already are playing it but want to get better at it, want to get professional. So you being here not only as a musician, because you also play bass, but being a booking guy for a huge festival like Blues Express is a great way for people who want to get serious at playing blues to understand your way of thinking when you hire a band. Although I must say you don't think like the most guys, because you are in your heart you're a musician, and you are a great person. The thing that we love about Blues Express is you welcome us and other artists so great. We feel very at home with you over there.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, first of all, I'm a music lover. I grew up with music. I'm always surrounded by music, and for me it's no rocket science. It's it's a natural thing. It has to get you by the guts. It's like a good song. You have to have the right timing. Yeah, the right timing. It's very difficult to tell how I pick up a band. It depends on my mood. It depends on the day. It depends on. Uh, it it has to get you by the gut, and that's the interesting thing about music. You don't have to overthink it. I mean, if you overthink your music, you're losing something. It has to be true. It has to come from the heart. For me, uh, I think I have the ability to spot the artist which is true, which does the music that he loves and feels the music. Like you're the best example of it. You live for what you do. You do the music you love, and that's what got me the first time I saw you. And also what I get here.
You're talking about passion, being
it-
passionate for the thing you do.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing. You have to get the passion of it. And I see it in you, I see it in Vito. You are music lovers. You do that because it's a part of you. It's undeniable.
That's who you are, yeah.
Yeah, it's who you are. If you don't have it, it's not true and it's not
Honest.
honest and genuine.
Okay. And what is the blues to you?
I see the blues like the foundation of many styles we have nowadays. I was watching the interview you did with Ida, and there's blues everywhere. That's the foundation. It has been the foundation of rock and roll for me. Also, a lot of metal bands have that bluesy kind of stuff in it, and for me, blues is the proper type of blues, and it's very difficult nowadays to tell what's really blues. But like I said before, it's genuine. It's the storytelling. It's the things you that got into your life, and you tell the story. Like you said before, you can't tell about being in the cotton fields because you never experience it.
Of course.
It's your life experience. It's for me that's blues. The experiences you got in your life, you're trying to express it in your music, and for me that's kind of blues. I already hear the blues hardliners. No, that's not blues. That's not the proper definition of blues, but that's my definition.
I agree with you, and you're the one who's answering, so there's no wrong question, no wrong answers. So do you remember your first contact with the blues?
Well, the first contact I had with the blues was probably a Jimi Hendrix record, and don't ask me which one because I was like 4 or 5 years old, and it was a record I picked up in my daddy's collection. So I think that was my first encounter with blues.
Great first encounter with blues. Jimi Hendrix was also my first encounter with blues,
Yeah.
but not by my daddy's collection, because I traveled from Red Hot Chili Peppers to Jimi
Yeah, by
Hendrix. but-
personal interest.
Yeah, but that's funny enough.
Yeah.
We have the same first contact
Yeah.
with blues.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is your bluesman? Your favorite bluesman
My favorite bluesman
or woman, of course?
or woman. It's going to be cliche, but BB King.
Okay,
BB King. Yeah.
that's the most cliche of all.
Yeah, that's why. That's
It's
why.
like saying, "What's your favorite metal band?" Metallica.
Yeah,
But it's the truth.
Yeah, but it was my first metal band back there. So
They are the
They're-
greatest metal band.
yeah, but
Uh,
they're references.
Yeah,
you have to start somewhere.
it's unavoidable. You
It's
cannot
not
avoid it.
No, and it's not a shame. You get
No, no.
introduced, and if you are curious enough, you're going to look
Search.
further to it, and you have to be curious about it, and
Of course.
and see what else is in the world.
And from the living ones, who's your bluesman Who's
Right
your
now,
favorite bluesman?
right now again, Marcus King.
Okay.
Right now, yeah.
And that thing I really like about your way of thinking, because you're considering Marcus King to be a bluesman,
Yeah.
and he's not playing traditional blues. He's playing his blues, but I also consider him a bluesman. I'm with you on this.
Yeah. But there
But
are
there are that discussion of what is blues, what is not blues.
no, and I think, yeah. Well, it's the vibe. It's you have certain patterns in the composition of the band, in the way they play, how they do the solos and everything, which is for me kind of bluesy, and that's why there are also people who say that the Blues Pills are not a blues band, but they played our festival, for example.
That's another thing I really love at Blues Express, because you have a huge variety of blues. You have Dixieland,
Yeah,
you have acoustic bands, solo bands, one man band,
yeah, yeah.
electric rock. This year you had um,
Richie Cousin,
Richie Kotzen and the other guy that didn't show up, but
Glenn Hughes.
Glenn Hughes, because
Yeah.
he was heel. So Glenn Hughes is a huge miss side walk to the blues, but he is a blues man.
Yeah,
I also see blues in him. The Purple were a blues band to me.
yeah.
So he was
Led Zeppelin
yeah.
also. Yeah, there are some elements that are undeniably bluesy, but it's like, yeah, music's it's always evolving, and we also as people are evolving. So I think that's the beauty of music. You shouldn't try to put a label on everything. You don't overthink everything.
That's what you were thinking about metal when we were talking about metal.
Yeah,
We did a bank.
yeah,
You were
yeah.
saying, no. What did you mean?
Well, it's not that you change a thing and it becomes, and you can put it another label on it. I think it's very difficult to tell, because it's music is so organic, and the taste is differ from one person to the other, and that's the beauty about it.
That's why I usually say that metal is metal, and then I stop there, because
yeah. Then you have your personal preferences.
unless you are digging really deep and trying to figure it out,
yeah,
and being a nerd about
yeah.
that genre, which happens when you really love that genre.
Yeah, sure. And then I think you have to be open to many styles of music. I think you don't have always the same mood. And me, for my example, okay, I listen to, in my youth, I listened to a lot of alternative and metal bands, but I also like to listen to fado. I like to listen to blues. I like to listen to classical music, hip hop, and everything. And it's the great thing about music. You can pick up here and there, and then make your own thing. You don't have to copy. It has no sense to copy a BB King, because there's only one BB King. There's only one person who can tell his story, and it's himself. You can have a cover band and everything, but it's not the same thing. And that's what I really look at a band when I book it. You have to have your own thing and be true and pass an emotion to an audience and pick them by the guts. That's it's a feeling. For me, music, it's more a feeling than. Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. Let loose. Enjoy it. Grab a glass of wine or
Yeah,
whatever you
so,
want to
By the
to
way,
relax.
cheers.
Cheers.
Saúde.
Saúde. A nossa.
A nossa.
And don't overthink it. Just go by the flow.
Okay. And how do you perceive blues in the 21st century?
Yeah, like I said before, it's evolving. It's there are influences from other parts of music going into blues, and
But is it in good health? Do you think? Do you foresee a good future for the blues?
there is, as long as people are open to it, because yeah, it's like like I keep saying, there's an evolution, and you have to be open to that evolution. You can't be stuck in one place. And I think there are a lot of wonderful acts, and you have shown it here with Ida Bang and the Blue Tears. They're quite young and they're very interesting. You also have Vitor Bacalhau, who's very young compared to other blues names out there, and I think there's a future for blues, and yeah, we'll see. But there is potential out there.
Okay. And now the last question. I will change it a little bit because I want your perspective as a booking guy for a festival and not as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Which is your advice to a musician that wants to get into, that wants to become a professional musician, wants to play festivals, wants to do the real thing?
Mm-hmm.
What is a booking guy like you? Although you're not a typical booking guy, but I'm trying to. You can only answer by your own standards. But
Yeah.
what are you looking in a band? Practical things. You already said that the band has to have something special.
Okay.
And to grab you by the nuts, but other things like videos or very practical things. What's your advice to bands that are starting?
Very important for a band is you have to know what you want and how do you want to come over to people. How should I say it? It's first of all, don't send me videos from 10 years ago. I'm not interested in the guy you were 10 years ago. I'm interested in the guy you're right now, what you're doing right now, because I'm presenting you at the right moment, or even in 6 months from now. Depends on how I book you. Then you have to get a real good promotion. I like to see videos of live shows, the videos you do, the concept. I want to see that you're working your ass off, because we as a festival are putting a lot of money in it. We are working our asses off to give you the opportunity to have good standards, to do a good show. So I'm expecting from you to do a great show and give it all. I'm giving it all the months prior to it, and all the team behind me and all the people involved in it. So it's a give and take. I give you, so I want you also to give your best. And what I also really look forward to is if you're a nice person. It's very difficult. I know it's very difficult for the bands to come, travel a lot, be far away from home, missing family and everything, leaving them behind. But I'm trying to make it as comfortable as possible for you, so you can perform a good show and make people happy, and that the people go back home and say, wow, that band was great, and everything. It's a give and take.
Yeah, it's be reasonable,
Be reasonable,
easy to work with.
Well, yeah, easy to. Okay, you have your standards. I'm trying to match them, but it's also the beauty about the music. You can't plan everything. There's always something.
It's a jam.
Yeah, it's something which can go wrong, and we have to work together. We are working together to a purpose, is to entertain people. I'm giving you the stage to perform to people, share your music with a new audience, get to try to get people to listen to your music and go out to their friends and tell, oh, I saw that band at that festival, you should check them out. So yeah, it's
Great.
simple. It's
Yeah.
it's no rocket science for me. It's no rocket science. It's basic.
But it's
things.
great advice, and it's great to get to know a little bit how you think, how you select bands.
Yeah, and
And-
like you said, I have a different mindset to normal promoters.
but that's why I'm here with you.
Yeah, thank you very much again, and people, you should check this festival out because it's at the image of this wonderful person and Nico and the whole team around them. They're super nice. You feel very welcome from the first moment you get here, and you get to see artists which are also the reflection of them. It's true. I feel like home, even though I'm 2,000 kilometers from Rome.
I'm really glad.
And I hope we can give you the same feeling when you come.
I'm just paying you back because you always make us feel so welcome.
Yeah.
And I think it's the way. It's the only way.
Yeah, like I said, it's
it's
no
very
rocket
normal.
science.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the beauty about it, we get along well,
and we're doing what we love. So
and we became friends now. I can tell you, he's a good friend of mine now, and also Nico. And
yeah, that's it. And
That's-
by working, which is another, I think it's the great beauty of being a musician
yeah,
is that you get to know a lot of great people.
yeah,
A lot of we wouldn't met if I wouldn't play and if you weren't booking. So we met in Luxembourg
there's
and
this
became friends because of that, because of
yeah,
music. That's
music is a universal language, and it's the first thing you get as a baby, as a child, and it's something you have already here.
Yeah.
Your heart is beating to a rhythm.
That's
So-
it. That's totally right.
That's how I see music. That's how I see everything I do. And thank you
you.
very much again for everything. It's wonderful. Come to Braga Blues.
Bem, foi a entrevista com o meu amigo Dani, que também fala português para
Sim,
vocês.
falo português, mas
Porque ele é filho de portugueses, mas fizemos a entrevista em inglês para que a comunidade do Dani possa perceber também e desfrutar de tudo isto. Muito obrigado por terem visto. Até para o mês.
E quem quiser que venha também ao Blues Express lá no Luxemburgo.
Um grande festival.
Muito obrigado.
Vamos falar de blues.